What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Star Vision YouTube channel. My name is Sebastian. I'm here joining my brother,
Jesus.
and we are here. We just watched the Cowboys take on the Baltimore Ravens on Tuesday Night Football. And guess what? Another L. Hold it up. Hold up the L's.
Nothing new.
We're used to this. We're used to this right here. And yeah, so the Cowboys moved to 3-8 through 13 weeks of the NFL season. And let's just start talking about this game. Let's break it down. Masus, you want to tell me what happened at the start of the game?
Man, so the highly anticipated Dez Bryant return against the Dallas Cowboys. We thought it was going to happen. On the prep video with Hugo and Sebastian, they talked about, some Dez moments and this like that and stuff like that. But minutes before the game, it feels like, they announced that Dez had, tested positive for COVID. It was a little bit interesting as to why they still continued on with the game. Contact tracing and all that stuff. You could have, you don't know what's going to happen. I guess we'll see what the tests come out this week. But very interesting, very unfortunate. I hope he's doing okay. He's tweeting like he's okay.
Yeah. And yeah, he was warming up before the game. This happened like 20 to 30 minutes before the game. So I was bummed out. He was bummed out. I'm pretty sure all Cowboys fans are bummed out because, 2020 has been the worst. And we can't even get Dez Bryant versus the Dallas Cowboys.
No X.
No X at all. No sighting of Dez Bryant. So yeah, he took to Twitter after the game. He was very disappointed with the NFL because he was hyped for this game. As we mentioned in the game prep, he loves the game of football, and going against his former team, just those emotions going through his mind and before the game, it sucks. It sucks. It's unfortunate. He even took to Twitter and said he's quitting the NFL this season. So let's see if that's true. Maybe it's in the heat of emotion, but we'll see what happens. Dez Bryant is not happy. So let's get started about this game. Let's talk about the defense because, we played against last year's MVP, Lamar Jackson, and that rushing attack. Very disappointing. Asus, how many yards did they have against us?
Man, total rushing yards, 294 total rushing yards. They average 8 yards a carry, basically. We couldn't stop them. It was very sad. And it's funny because, they're going to run. You just know what's going to happen. And for them to still not be able to stop it, that just shows you how bad the defense is.
Yeah, the Ravens are known to being a run-first team, run-heavy scheme. They want to hit you in the mouth, and they want to impose their will. That is the Baltimore Ravens. So having 8 yards of carry, that's just unacceptable. You cannot always blame it on Mike Nolan. Yes, he hasn't been very impressive all year. But these linebackers, especially, I saw Leighton Vander Esch miss a gaping hole. After the game, he took responsibility, but you just gotta be there. You gotta read the guards. It was a clear run, so Leighton Vander Esch got lost right there. Our defense is just atrocious. It's atrocious.
Run game, a lot of it is just energy and flying to the ball, and the Cowboys don't fly to the ball. I think it was Xavier Woods that said not everyone goes 100% every play. That was a very dumb answer.
Yeah.
But it's all energy at some point. You could be taught to scheme and everything, but just go after the ball and you'll get there.
Like you mentioned, Xavier Woods, he played horrible. There's this third down situation where Lamar was rolling out to the right, and he's there. He could make the tackle, but it was third down. He could stop him 1 yard short. But no, he just gives him a little love tap. He pushes him out of bounds. Lamar gets the first. It's plays like that just lose you games. So the Ravens offense, they move the ball at will, and this defense is just not good, period.
It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst.
You see the graphic? It was 32, 32, 32, 32?
The trifecta?
Yeah, we hit that. We did that.
We have the worst defense as points per games, yards allowed, and I think yards per play.
Something like that. But it was a trifecta of the worst thing you could ever do for a defense, and that's what the Cowboys are. Yeah. So moving on to the offense, Andy Dalton led offense. Our offensive line, surprisingly, being banged up, they were not horrible. Maybe in the run game, they weren't getting movement, but in the pass protection, Andy Dalton only got sacked one time.
Crucial sack.
Yeah, a crucial side, but that Baltimore Ravens front seven is elite, and our offensive line held up for the majority of the game. And as soon as you want to talk about the inability to run the whole game,
I mean, Zeke didn't have a horrible game, so he ran the ball okay. Looking at his numbers, 18 for 77.
it's not the worst.
It's not the worst. We definitely had worse running performances. But, it just shows that we're missing our best linemen week in, week out. They create the bigger holes. We don't have the explosive plays off the run game. It's a lot of Andy Dalton quick throws. That's kind of like our extended run game at this point, so with these quick throws that we do. So
the offense, they only put up 17 points. So it wasn't the worst, it wasn't the best, but we need that. We need more points if we want to win, especially without Dak Prescott and this horrible defense.
It was a miscues. Yeah. I'm sure we're going to get into it, but the missed field goals, the tip ball, the penalties that stop drives, just the inefficiency in the red zone.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we look good, but it's not perfect. It was entertaining to watch the offense go, but it wasn't super great.
Yeah, the lack of execution, to sum it up. So moving on to the special teams, you hinted at it. Greg Zuerlein, who was 4 for 4 last week against Washington, he was 1 for 4, missing 3 field goals. That's 9 points you left on the field in Baltimore. That is unacceptable. You need to be better than this. Asus,
to add on.
Yeah, add on.
The field goals. I mean, he's not Greg the Leg anymore, in my opinion. It's not the same guy as when he was with the Rams. The field goals was the most disappointing about the field goals is that they came at crucial times when the game was really close. It's not like he just missed a field goal like late in the game and the game's out of hand. Like he was missing field goals when we had the chance to get within one point. Or take the lead or tie the game. There were crucial kicks. Like they were early in the game when we needed them and it didn't fall through.
Yeah, so, these poor executions, you can't win games like that. You need to win in all 3 phases of the game. Offense, defense, and special teams. We lost because a big reason, special teams. So to wrap it up, I mean, what are your expectations to finish out the year?
Man, so I've talked about it with you. I'm more on the team tank side. I don't want the Cowboys to do too well, only because I don't want them to make the playoffs and then go from like the 4th pick or the 5th pick to the 22nd pick or the back end of the draft pick, just for a team that's not capable of competing for Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
with all the injuries,
I would rather just play strong, find out the players that work, find out the players that need to go. Figure that stuff out, and then hopefully get a good draft pick and kind of work around that because we got a lot of things to work on as far as depth. So that's kind of we'll see what happens with the Bengals. The Bengals is going to really dictate what's going to happen on what we're picking.
Yeah, it's a huge game this week. A huge game for draft pick scenarios right there. So yeah, we got to stay competitive, but we got to face the reality. We are going to lose some games. I said we were 3-8 earlier. We've actually moved to 3-9, which is even worse. So there's that. And yeah, Suze, one last question: who has been the most disappointing player this season for the Dallas Cowboys?
Man, I'll give you 2.
Okay,
is that okay?
Yeah.
I hope I don't take one of yours. I'm sure you can come up.
Yeah, I'll come up with a lot.
One is Zeke. It's not so obviously he doesn't have the same run protection, but the fumbles, man, that just killed us week in and week out. It's just too many fumbles. He doesn't have the burst, explosions. The explosiveness is not there. I think it would help when we get a full set of linemen back, hopefully. And the second one is Jan Smith.
Oh yeah,
man's lost out there. He's like I didn't really start noticing it until this year how poorly he's played, and this man just got paid.
Yeah, he looks lost most of the time.
He's not. I don't want to count him as pockets, but it's just been a bad year for him, and we paid him a decent amount of money to be our linebacker.
Yeah, those are the main 2 I was thinking about, so we'll leave it at that. And let's talk about the NFC East. The Washington football team defeats the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers. Who would have thought? But that elite defense is carrying that team thus far. And the New York Giants also defeated the Seattle Seahawks. So those are two big wins for those guys. So who said the NFC East wasn't good? They're out here beating top tier teams.
I know, and it's like, and we're winning with defense. Who would have thought?
Right?
NFC East, because the Giants, don't sleep on the Giants defense. They're balling, man.
Yeah.
They held the Seahawks in check
With a backup quarterback.
with the backup quarterback, and they won. Like the NFC East doesn't look so bad anymore because now it looks like a team could probably get to 8-8, hopefully, and that'll kind of be what you kind of expect from some divisions every so often.
Yeah.
So as long as they're not 6-10 making the playoffs, I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think we touched all bases here. So wrap it up. Make sure you guys leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the Star Vision. We're like 7 subscribers away, so we've been making progress to 100 subscribers. We're almost there. Let's hit that milestone.
Click the bell.
Leave comments. Leave some comments. Very important. And yeah, stay safe. Peace out.